So well, this didn't age very well to discuss, and I love talking about Star Wars games. I know it won't get a lot of views, and that's fine. First of all, big welcome to all the new viewers on the channel. I really appreciate the support on that video. I still kind of don't understand why it blew up in the first place, but I'm happy you guys are excited to talk about Star Wars games, because well, you found the right place for that. I always cover all Star Wars games, not just Battlefront, to keep you all up to date with that. And what are we gonna talk about today? We've actually got double Star Wars gaming leaks, both in regards to Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Star Wars Eclipse, and that's quite rare, considering news overall are rare. Let's start off with Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Fallen Order being developed by Respawn Entertainment. This game is actually set 5 years after the initial game and actually on the exact same year as Obi-Wan Kenobi played out, so there was a lot of speculation about whether or not Cal Kestis would show up in the series, but obviously he didn't. And so far we've had only one trailer for the game, which was really cool, but it didn't really give away a lot of details other than the fact that Cal lost his lightsaber and some new mysterious red lightsaber wielders that it looks like he will be facing off against. So I appreciate that there wasn't too much spoilers in that trailer, but that was way earlier this year, and so far it's been very quiet. Initially, it seems like the game was scheduled to be released this year during the holiday season, but that was never really official. So the game hasn't really been delayed, but Jeff Grubb, very known industry reporter and insider, has now yet again iterated that the game is going to be released in March next year. So maybe internally it was slightly delayed, but I wouldn't consider that a delay since they never said the game was going to be out this year, if that makes sense. But he also says that the marketing will be ramping up starting in December, meaning that they're only going to have about a 3-month period of marketing for this game, which honestly to me is pretty good news because that means they're very confident in the game. And Jeff yet again said that the game is on track to be released in March like planned, and that the development is going smoothly, which is kind of surprising because I feel like all the time we hear delays here, delays there, issues, but this game seems to be doing well. And the fact that they're doing such a short marketing period means that they're very confident in the game. Respawn are masters of this. I mean, Apex Legends is maybe not really a comparable game considering it was free to play, but they announced that game the same day they released it, and that game exploded. So I think they're just very confident both in the franchise, considering how well the first game did, and the game itself being good, meaning that they probably just need a few trailers and marketing a few months before the release, and it's gonna be a hit. So when can we actually expect to see a trailer or gameplay? Well, the Game Awards takes place on December 8th, and that's the biggest bet for when the next trailer will drop. Whether it's just a trailer or gameplay is hard to say, but that's where they gave us the trailer for Star Wars Eclipse last year, so I think it's very likely that that's the next time we will see more about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So while we're talking about Star Wars Eclipse, what's up with that game? Well, they released a stunning trailer last year showing some beautiful graphics, but not focusing too much on story details. They did however say that it's going to be set in the High Republic era and that you will be able to play as multiple characters, which is kind of a staple of Quantic Dream's games. However, since then there's been a lot of reports and leaks about struggles with the game engine, problems actually hiring people to work on the game because they're known to not be a very good work environment, and the fact that the game is led by David Cage, who, well, isn't the nicest person. I'm not going to go into too much details about that, but just Google his name and you'll find out all the stuff that he's done and said. So then a couple of days ago, Sacred Symbols actually reported on the first story details for Star Wars Eclipse, which was then backed up by Insider Gaming, who very strangely actually confirms that this is a controlled leak, meaning that the story details I'm going to give you now, according to his sources, were deliberately leaked by Quantic Dream, both to see the community's reaction and to help Quantic Dream recruit more talent, since again they're still struggling with that. I can't say that is very common with those kind of deliberate leaks, but nevertheless the details we do get is that the game set in the High Republic era will have a lead character named Sarah, who is an athletic like 30-something-year-old member of a human-like race, and this race is at the lead of some sort of empire called the Sauron, a new race in the Star Wars universe. And this kind of makes me excited because I feel like a lot of lead characters are usually human, and there are so many cool aliens in the Star Wars universe that I would be very happy if one of the lead characters was, well, not a human. And that the Empire itself prides itself on political and military aggression, and similar to what you find elsewhere in Star Wars. And also that there's little differentiation between males and females when it comes to roles and responsibilities. And then this quote I kind of struggle to understand, but it might be that English is not my native language, but they say, but there's an interesting wrinkle when Sauron marries, their nuptials carry interesting military implications as they become one governing unit that works together. And then they follow up by saying this is a problem because Sarah, a fanatical true believer in the violence and criminality regularly demonstrated by her empire, is married to a character named Zendo, who is a far softer touch. Part of the game seems to revolve around these two characters and their relationship. So I guess it's basically like a married couple who can't agree, but in this empire and part of Star Wars, you are like a governing unit, so you have to work together. I don't know, I find it a little bit vague and strange, and it doesn't really sound like something intriguing to me. Empire stuff, yes. The new race, yes. But I don't really know what to make of that specific quote, to be completely honest. And I mean, honestly, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Mon Mothma in Andor. I mean, she wants to support the rebellion, she hates the Empire, although she's trying to hide it, whereas her husband seems to be fine with the Empire. He likes to be fancy and rich, and he doesn't care about poor people, kind of. So it's almost that kind of chemistry I'm reading from these quotes. But again, very vague description. I would love to hear in the comments below what you make of this. I will leave links to this actual leak from Insider Gaming in the description below if you want to read more about it yourself. Other than that, those were the two leaks I had for you today. I think we are still in for an exciting future when it comes to Star Wars games, although it might feel a little bit slow right now. In December, we'll probably have a lot more to talk about when we start getting the Star Wars Jedi Survivor stuff. And until then, maybe we'll have some small leaks to talk about, but that's hard to say now. I appreciate you all watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like below. Stay tuned for more Star Wars gaming content and don't miss out on my live streams as well. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.